From ashes to the living font, your church must journey, Lord. So begins one of several hymns in the church's musical repertoire for the Lenten season, reminding us that Lent is a journey as we make our way toward the glory of our Easter celebration. It is a time for us, as the hymn goes on, baptized in grace, to be renewed in grace. For us who are baptized, the disciplines that we undertake during Lent are meant to help us along, growing in the baptismal grace that we have already received. As we practice those Lenten hallmarks of prayer and fasting and almsgiving, as we do penance, as we make sacrifices, as we give things up, we do all those things not as ends unto themselves, but they are aids to help us to empty ourselves of those things that we need to be emptied of, things that we need to put behind, that we can open ourselves in new ways to experience God's grace, God's glorious grace in new ways. As we practice fasting, whether that's fasting from food and drink, as many of us do during Lent, some in our recent times recognize the need maybe to sacrifice or to fast from a little bit of screen time or some of those other things that we indulge in, not as ends in and of themselves, but again, to turn away from the things of this world, that we can be open in new ways to God's grace, open to that grace that we already know, that grace in which we are being renewed. That's what the season offers us. As we make the journey in Lent, as we make our way toward the glory of Easter, we're also reminded that Lent is, in a very real sense, kind of a microcosm of our lives. As we make our way through our lifetimes, we experience many crosses. We also have many moments of great grace. We have joy. We encounter Christ in so many wonderful ways. And as we make our way in life, we are called always to grow in what we have already received, to grow in the grace that is part of our baptism, to grow in the life that Christ already shares with us and is calling us to experience and to grow in evermore. So as we come together at the beginning of this Lent, it comes at the end of a winter that's been very hard and very cold. The icy grip of the season is beginning to release on us, and we can look forward to springtime and to renewal. May this Lent that we enter into now be a time for us to renew ourselves. From ashes to the living font, your church must journey still through cross and tomb to Easter joy. As we begin the discipline of Lent, may it be a time for us not to think of it as affliction, but to think of it as grace, to let go of the things of the past, to fast from those things that hold us back, to open ourselves in new ways to the grace that we already know, to receive it in new ways, to grow in that grace, to grow in that life to which Christ is ever inviting us as we make our way not just to joy on Easter Sunday, but to the joy of the eternal Easter in heaven.